You must respect Malaysians who are mature enough, give them dignity, give them the freedom, and have honor principle of transparency and accountability. Look at the Teoh Beng Hock's case today. The AG, the AG's position is that Beng Hock committed suicide. Okay. Now they're appealing on that basis, and they want to be in the Royal Commission. It doesn't make sense. So how are you going to expect an independent Royal Commission with these personalities involved? Now, Gani Patel as an AG must have at least the integrity, if it has any left, to at least say, okay, in this case we suggest it be truly independent and stay out. But no, not in this case. It's sheer arrogance of power and complete state of denial. I was with the family this morning, Beng Hock family. You think that they would take it lightly? What made you think that they would trust the system?
Well, we had no alternative but to pull out, so to speak, not to participate in these proceedings in view of the rulings made. You can have a position where we are not given time to file and have the application heard. Two, in any event, there is already a proceeding in the High Court in Shah Alam. The revision comes up for mention tomorrow. So you can't have it both ways. The Attorney General has refused to withdraw the proceedings in Shah Alam. Had they done so, we would have gone on with this. So these are the reasons. And we don't wish to, as I said earlier, lend legitimacy to this inquiry. No. I think even the judicial review, we will not proceed with it. We are not proceeding with it in view of the rulings made just now. Because obviously the proceedings are being rushed for reasons best known to the Commission. And it is difficult for us to further participate in the proceedings. And we have instructions, in fact, from the family to withdraw and go ahead with the revision which is coming up.
Is it related to the chairman? Because he's a sitting
Yeah, that is one reason which we gave just now. And the other reason which is more far-reaching is there is already a proceeding in the High Court in Shah Alam. You can't just ignore that. This commission is, under the law, just a body which is inferior. It's an inferior tribunal, so to speak. And I can't understand why, you can go on with this at the same time when there is that revision application there. And evidence has been given at the inquest. Yes, the family, Gobin. Yeah. We will, of course, attend the revision proceedings, and because there the Attorney General, it appears, wants a verdict of suicide, which I think is indefensible in regard to the evidence which was led. So we are going to go ahead with the revision there to make sure that the order of the magistrate is not revised to that of suicide. At the moment, it's an open verdict. We want a verdict of homicide, because that is what the evidence discloses.
So, but maybe the family itself has been calling for an RCI for a very, very long time.
Yes, in fact, that should have been a Royal Commission of Inquiry in the first place. No inquest. Have Royal Commission of Inquiry, which the family wanted. It was not given.
But at the same time, the family is withdrawing at this stage.
So what do we do?
The inquest is when the RCI is just starting.
Yeah, but in the face of what is happening, in the High Court in Shah Alam, can you have concurrent proceedings? You can't have it that way. The Attorney General can't have it both ways. There he asks for a verdict of suicide, And at the same time, what is his position here? And those participating are from the Attorney General's chambers. You can't be inconsistent, in your stand. You can't say that there, as far as the inquest was concerned, it was suicide. But here, it's an independent inquiry, and the officer conducting the inquiry are independent of the Attorney General's chambers. Just on the ground, they have been appointed by the Commission. But the fact still remains there from the Attorney General's chambers. You can't have an inconsistent stand. And we had suggested yesterday that the revision be withdrawn by the Attorney General and go ahead here. That was the alternative we gave. So you can't have it both ways. And I think if we go on with the proceeding, as I said, we are lending legitimacy to this Commission.
But once the revision is completed in the High Court,
yes,
will the family be returning back to this?
No, that doesn't arise. That does not arise anymore.
Really disappointed with the fact that the Commission has not allowed us to pursue the judicial review application that we have filed before proceeding with the inquiry. I think many can see the logic in what it is we are saying, but I will just say this, if you want to hold a Royal Commission of Inquiry, then I think what is important is to ensure that from the very outset things are done correctly, and that there is no reason later for anyone to doubt the veracity of the proceedings. I don't really have much else to say. I think.
And support the family's decision to instruct the lawyers to withdraw from the proceedings because they have no confidence in the independence and the professionalism of the Royal Commission inquiry. Where on the one case, the inquiry will be conducted by the officers from the Attorney General's chambers. Well, on the other hand, the Attorney General, the AG, is seeking for a revision of the inquest finding towards one of suicide. And the Royal Commission of Inquiry should have respected and heeded the family's request for one, to be given more time to resolve this, that the AG's chambers, once and for all, should either withdraw the application for a revision so that there can be a full investigation into Teoh Beng Hock's death, and two, that the refusal of the Royal Commission inquiry raises fortified the family in their lack of confidence in the whole system of inquiry.
Dia dipolitikkan. Dia orang ni nak cari jalan nak melengah-lengahkan kes ni. Tujuannya ialah supaya kes ini boleh dijadikan sebagai satu isu dalam pilihan raya yang akan datang. Sebab tu dia punya nawaitu, niat dia, oleh pembangkang yang menasihati keluarga Teoh Beng Hock ni, supaya mereka harap bahawa untuk melengah-lengahkan ini, sehingga kan nampak bahawa kerajaan tak buat sesuatu untuk mencari kebenaran atas punca kematian Teoh Beng Hock ni, sehinggalah pada pilihan raya yang akan datang. Itulah kita tubuh Suruhanjaya Royal Commission ini, RCI ini, sebab atas permintaan keluarga dia, salah satu sebab, dan kita nak cari kebenaran. Sepatutnya dibagi peluang untuk Suruhanjaya ini menjalankan tanggungjawab dan tugas dia.
Withdrew from the Royal Commission proceedings this afternoon. I informed the Commission and I briefly stated the reasons for the withdrawal. Essentially, the main reasons are as follows. With the family having withdrawn from the proceedings, we don't know whether there's any value to this anymore. We also have the same concerns that the family has. In particular, we are concerned about the fact that the Attorney General has moved a revision in the Shah Alam High Court. Now, in that revision application, the Attorney General is basically taking a position. And from what Mr. Govind informed the Commission and has said elsewhere, Mr. Govind has been informed that the Attorney General is asking for a finding of suicide. Now, if that is the case, and there are pending judicial proceedings, then we question why there's a need for the RCI at this stage. It should be one or the other. Because ultimately, if the RCI comes to certain conclusions and maybe says certain people are guilty and asks the Attorney General to take action, but then the Attorney General is taking the position that it is suicide in the revision, that seems to us a little bit inconsistent. Not a little bit, very inconsistent, you know. And we have been alerting the Commission to this from the very beginning, as the family has. So that's one of the concerns we have. So if we have to choose between one or the other, we cannot ignore the fact that there are court proceedings going on, and the court proceedings have legal force. Ultimately, the Commission can make recommendations, but the court will make a decision, and that decision will have some impact. So we cannot see how one can be reconciled with the other. So because the family also takes that view and the family withdrew, we also have that same concern. The second is this: the Attorney General has taken a position. You know, as I've said, he also took a position in the inquest. And yet his officers, or officers from the Attorney General's chambers, are here to assist the Commission as conducting officers. We don't think this is very appropriate, because even though the commissioners themselves are supposed to be responsible for the activities of the Commission, they rely to some extent on the conducting officers. For example, the list of witnesses that was prepared, avenues to explore, these sorts of things will be suggested by the conducting officers. And we think that, you know, there is a conflict of interest here. So even though we are not saying anything about the three particular individuals who have been appointed, Mr. Amarjit, Tuan Awang and Ms. Lisa, we have nothing against them personally. They are from the Attorney General's chambers, and even though they may have been seconded for 3 months, it gives rise to an appearance of bias. We don't think this is the way the Commission should go, and the Commission should be mindful that if the whole country is watching this proceeding and ask the same questions that we are, then no matter what conclusions are ultimately arrived at, people will have their questions. So that's why we suggested to the Commission that they should not rely on these people. But the Commission took the position that it's okay because the 3 officers have assured them of their not being biased. But that doesn't address the question of apparent bias. Right? And of course, you all heard yesterday when the family said, give us an opportunity to go to the High Court to try and stay the proceedings so that we can test this issue in the High Court. The Commission said they were not prepared to wait. So that is the second concern. So, and we think it's a very serious concern which goes right to the heart of these matters. So for the third thing is, now the Commission has also said yesterday in its rulings as to how the Commission is to hear the matters, it is going to hear witnesses afresh. They're going to be called here and they're going to be examined. People can put questions to them, and the Commission even said that if we didn't have a chance to put certain questions at the inquest, we can put questions here. But again, that raises the question of as to the value of the inquest. Why did we spend so many months going through the inquest, where, you know, significant findings were made by the coroner, if we're just going to say no, none of that matters anymore, and we're just going to start again here? You know, we also raised the question yesterday that certain witnesses may not be able to come or may not come. We don't know. For example, Dr. Ponte, we cannot guarantee that she's going to be in a position to come. And although I note that the Commission today had directed that they be requested, we cannot say for certain. So what happens if they can't come? Do we just ignore all the evidence that took place? Can we ignore everything that happened in the inquest? Well, the Commission says their terms are a bit wider. But whatever the case, they still have to look into how and why Teoh died. And that is something that the inquest had already considered. So the position that we take is that if the Commission is going to be the mechanism by which the people of Malaysia can be given confidence that the investigation was open and so on, then it should be the point of focus. There should be no revision, there should be nothing else. We should just focus here. And then let's see how best to get to the truth. But so far the Commission seems to say that never mind, we'll just leave that aside. We are separate and distinct. We don't mind that the AG's people are here because don't worry, we will watch over them, all of that. All of which is maybe to some extent useful, but I don't know whether it goes to the actual issues. So for those reasons, it's with regret. Obviously the state government wants to assist. We have never taken a position to interfere with any investigation or obstruct it.